Hello, and welcome to the latest episode of the PlayStation News on PlayStationUniversity.com, or if you're joining me here on YouTube. It's super exciting, huge news to be talking about this week that happened. I'll get to that later though, get some of the smaller stuff out of the way. First off, Square Enix has suggested that if you have a completed game save of Final Fantasy 13 on your system, and you plan on picking up Final Fantasy 13-2, you really should keep that save. No details as of yet, but everyone's pretty much guessing you'll get unlockables. So, it's pretty cool. And also, past week was firmware 3.56 was released. You might have seen it and probably didn't really care much about it, but in case you didn't know what it's about, I'll let you know. It's basically to fix security and piracy concerns over GeoHot's custom PS3 firmware. And apparently, there was a hidden feature found in 3.56 you might not have heard about. I heard about it. I'm not sure if it's confirmed or not, but they've stated that what it's able to do now with this new firmware is they're able to track, single out all the different PS3s to where they can actually tell if your PS3 has been modified. And if so, they can singly ban your system, just your system, by serial keys and whatnot. That's awesome for the people who like to cheat, mod, and pirate and all that, but yeah, you're being watched more now. Also, Killzone 3 is getting a single-player demo. That'll be coming out February 16th. It will be the demo you've seen at E3 and stuff with the whole Iceland, the jetpack, and all that other stuff. But it will be in the demo will be able to be played in 2D and 3D, and be having co-op support, local co-op. It's pretty sweet. Get a good chance to try that out. Also, Dead Space 2 has been, Visceral Games has announced Dead Space 2's first downloadable content coming. It's going to be called Severed. Pretty appropriate, right? Now, it's coming soon. No price or release date as of yet, but it's going to be for the main campaign. It's not for the multiplayer. It's basically going to be a new campaign that's going to run parallel to Isaac Clarke's whole rampage of him and this story. Alright, so you're not playing Isaac Clarke. It's going to bring back Gabe Weller and Lexine Murdoch from Dead Space Extraction, if you played that. Their story is going to run parallel with Isaac Clarke's main campaign. So you're going to be playing Gabe Weller and trying to rescue yourself and Lexine to get out of the sprawl. So, sounds interesting, Continue that single-player campaign. Pretty awesome. Also, SOCOM 4 has gotten a release date. That'll be coming out April 19th. Can't wait to get my hands on that. Looks awesome. Super excited about that. Now, getting into the big news, the super exciting news. Now, there's been no official press release for this, but details have been out, pictures have been out, videos have been out. I'm sure you've seen it. I'm talking about the PlayStation phone, which I'll show you a picture of it right here. Now, one interesting thing is it's going to be called the Sony Ericsson. Now, I know I'm pronouncing this wrong. I'm sorry. I suck at pronouncing stuff. But it's spelled X-P-E-R-I-A. So it's Xperia, I don't know. But that Play. That's what it's going to be called. And it's going to have a 4-inch multi-touch screen, which is going to be 854 by 480 LCD. And it's going to have a single-core processor that's going to be clocked anywhere between 122 megahertz and 1 gigahertz. Judging by today's smartphones, 1 gigahertz, I guess. And it's going to, for the GPU, it's going to have the Adreno, I believe that's how you pronounce it, 205. And it's also going to run Gingerbread. And it's going to have 512 megabytes of RAM. No price or release or anything like that. I haven't seen any information about that. But the phone looks pretty sweet, as you could tell. Also, at the previous week, Sony has had a press conference over in Tokyo, and this is where the biggest news came out of. But before I get to that, I want to talk about one other thing they talked about, which was PlayStation Sweet. Because it is pretty sweet, but it's spelled S-W-I-T. Yeah. Anyway, enough of the puns. It's going to be a cross-platform game network, and it's going to be for Android-equipped tablets and smartphones. And what it's going to allow you to do is play PlayStation 1 games on any Android-equipped devices, from your droids to your tablets, HTC Evos, all that stuff. Freaking awesome, right? Can't wait to play that. That's going to be really amazing. Definitely something awesome. Now, to the biggest news. Everyone's flipping out over it, freaking over it, and everyone's been talking about it for the whole week. and videos and new stuff. There's been massive amounts of videos coming out about it. I'm sure you guys already know where I'm going. You guys already know what I'm talking about. You guys already seen it, but I'll go over the details anyway. I'm talking about the PSP2. Code, well, also known as NGP, they're calling it, Next Generation Portable. I don't know. But what it's going to have, detail-wise, going into specs, it's going to be a 5-inch multi-touch OLED screen, which is going to have a resolution of 960 by 544. Now it's going to have 2 micro analog sticks, no longer little nubs. They're actually going to be actual analog sticks that are going to deliver what Sony says a true DualShock experience. Definitely something to be excited about. It's also going to have a rear multi-touch pad on the back of it. You've seen the videos, you actually can game, like here's the game, and you actually can do that. You know, and it's going to have 3G support, Wi-Fi, GPS, 6-axis motion sensing, and 3-axis electronic compass sensing. It's also going to have front and rear cameras. It's going to have, it's not going to use UMDs though. They're going to use physical media, but it's not going to be UMDs. It's going to be a new game medium, what they're calling it. I'm not really sure on it yet, but it is going to have flash memory cards in it. No price as of yet. Now, before I'll get into that in a little bit, but they did not talk about a price or anything like that. They did state that it is to be releasing this holiday season in at least one region. Japan, right? I mean, pretty much, we can pretty much guarantee that. Now, hardware-wise, it's going to have the ARM Cortex A9 A9 core processor, which is 4 cores. It's a quad-core processor, which each of those cores can run up to 2 gigahertz. Pretty freaking powerful. That's pretty powerful for a portable device, something like that. And the GPU is actually going to be the SGX543 MP4 Plus. All right. Apparently, the gadgets world has known about this GPU before, and it's pretty powerful. I've seen it, and if you've seen the games, you've seen Uncharted, Metal Gear Solid 4, Killzone. I mean, the games look unbelievable. I still can't believe it. It's just unbelievable. They know how powerful this GPU is, but what's different about this is that they have the plus on the end there, which means it's been modified, and so we can expect a lot more out of it. Definitely, oh, I got my hopes up for this. But here's the thing. Apparently there's going to be 2 different SKUs for it. Well, as far as Europe and Japan is concerned at this time, no one's really sure about the North American, different SKUs or anything for North America, because the 3G support, Sony has exclusive rights for 3G support in Europe and Japan. So they, Sony Computer Entertainment of Europe has already announced there will be 2 SKUs, one with 3G and one without 3G. The one without 3G being the cheaper version, but there's no talks about that in North America as of yet. I'll be keeping you guys updated. But that brings me back to the price point. There's no price point announced. A lot of people are guessing it's going to be between $299 and $499. Sony guaranteed at the press conference that it will be under $600. Happy there, right? No one's going to want to pay that much for it. But yeah, it's going to be quite expensive. I personally will be shocked if it's actually below $299. I think that would be the lowest they would actually sell it for. But that's pretty much it for the news. But that brings me into the question of the week. As I've always, answer down below. The question of the week is, how much will you pay for the PSP2/NGP and the PlayStation phone? How much do you guys think would be fair to pay for those? And be reasonable, be smart about it, because the technology, especially behind the PSP2, is incredible. It is very powerful and an amazing piece of hardware. Any tech geek like myself would just love to get my hands on that. Alright, so that's about it for this week. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. You can catch me every week on PlayStationUniversity.com every Sunday between 7 and 8, and next day on YouTube. Make sure you answer the question of the week. If you're on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, register at PlayStationUniversity.com, and I'll catch you guys next week. Take it easy. Peace.